Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a lawsuit that Activision has been involved in, and it's actually regarding a pretty significant problem in Call of Duty. Realistically, it's a problem in all of gaming at this point, at least online gaming that is, and well, that would just be cheating and these modding clients where people are running around in Call of Duty with red boxes on their screens, or they're shooting people through walls, or they're going God mode and can't be killed. These types of clips that have gone around on social media showing this kind of stuff happening has become, it seems like at least, much more common over the last 5 or so years. I hear a lot of people always say things like, well, it really started to get bad after they introduced PC and console crossplay. And I think that that's definitely part of it, but regardless, it's still an issue nonetheless. But Activision actually took a pretty big W here in this lawsuit, so Activision notched a second victory in an ongoing legal case against EngineOwning, a cheat maker that the company sued in 2022. Yesterday, District Judge Michael Fitzgerald ordered several defendants, including EngineOwning itself, to pay the company $14,465,600 for their creation and distribution of Call of Duty cheats. In addition, the judge ordered EngineOwning to turn over its website, stop making and selling cheats, and pay $292,912 in attorney fees to Activision. You can find a PDF of the ruling here. I'll try to remember to link that down below for you guys in the description. The site, EngineOwning.to, is apparently still operating today, offering cheats like an aimbot that automatically aims and fires, or the ability to see other players through walls for many games, including several in the COD series. Activision had previously won $3 million in a pair of settlements with two of the people, Ignacio Gaydichenko and Manuel Santiago, involved with EngineOwning, as IGN notes, but it had originally sued many more people who never responded to the lawsuit. Yesterday's filing named EngineOwning itself and its founders Valentin, Rick, and Leon Reich, in addition to several others, including people involved in managing and marketing, site moderation, and an authorized EngineOwning reseller named Pascal Klassen. Because they didn't respond, the company finally asked the court in April to make a call, leading to yesterday's default judgment. So, something kind of weird there. I don't really understand. It said that there was an authorized EngineOwning reseller. So, this is a company that was making and selling and distributing Call of Duty software cheats. What exactly is there to resell? It's not like you could be like, oh, let me buy this auto aim, and then you like fucking return the file to the company or something like that, right? I don't really know. I guess that's not actually important ultimately here, but Activision took a pretty massive win in court here. I mean, $14.5 million damn near for the creation and distribution of these cheats. I think I might have made a video talking about this back when it all was first starting in 2022. I remember when Activision started finally cracking down a little bit more on the cheats, and it's crazy because like they're doing all this stuff in court and whatnot, but yet you still run into cheaters and hackers in Call of Duty, right? Like there's always new videos of people cheating. And the craziest part about like modern gaming is people are actually cheating in competitive situations, right? There are people playing in tournaments who have been exposed for cheating, and people who are playing in like, you know, competitive matches where there's money on the line and they're cheating. We've seen that kind of stuff get exposed. So it's just an issue that's already to what I would say is kind of like the boiling point, right? So many people are just fed up and frustrated with all of the cheating happening in gaming, and you really can't help but to blame really the people who are making this shit, which is kind of what this lawsuit does. But like, what I really don't understand is outside of the money, like what is really your incentive? Because you have to know eventually, right, you're gonna get caught. I mean, $14.5 million, it seems like was enough to like really fuck these guys over who created this company. Yet Activision is worth billions of dollars, you know what I mean? Like they have a legal team that is probably like the dream team compared to anyone you can get, right? Like no common person is gonna walk into court against Activision Blizzard and win in most situations, right? It's just not really the reality we live in here. So, I mean, it's just such a massive company, and like at a certain point, these cheats became so popular that eventually, like, the company was gonna put two and two together. Now, really the problem I see regardless here though is, right, like like, oh, okay, Activision got their dub here, right? They won in court, they beat these guys, they fucking bled them dry, took millions of dollars out of their pocket, shut down, at least it seems will eventually shut down, one of the major sources for cheats in Call of Duty and in other video games apparently, right? But ultimately, this is a problem that still persists outside of just this company. So now the answer is really, what does Activision plan to do next? Because like I said, bro, we're already at a point where, you know, it's just unavoidable to run into cheaters in online gaming, it feels like. It almost doesn't matter what game you play. Like, you could play sports games, first-person shooters, you'd be playing like an online MOBA. People find ways to cheat and fuck with the game and whatnot in pretty much any game. And yeah, there's this big company doing it, right? These guys are publishing a lot of these cheats that people are using and whatnot, but ultimately this is not the end of the road. There's still, you know, for one company that you shut down in this industry, there's probably going to be 5 more people that are literally distributing and selling this software. Like I said, this EngineOwning reseller named Pascal Klassen also gets hit in this whole thing, right? At that point, it seems like, at least from what I'm piecing together, not only are they selling the cheats on EngineOwning's website and shit, right? But they have people outside of them in the community that are also selling their software for them. So at that point, it's not even like they as the business are doing everything. They have people just out here fucking flooding with this software, right? So like, yeah, you shut these guys down and you fucking smack this software out of the whole thing, but where are all these other cheats coming from? Where are people gonna move to next? Because that's the really sad thing about people who cheat in video games, right? They try to pretend like it's not a big deal, or they don't do it, you know, to actually fucking ruin the game. But yet when they're stopped from cheating, they just try to find new ways to do it, right? Like, mice will chew holes through the wall to get to shit. So like, these fucking rats are just gonna keep coming back and just keep fucking cheating, you know what I mean? They're just gonna find some new software to sit on with red boxes and fucking auto aim, right? This whole thing is not just gonna disappear because one company goes away. So, and even then, it says in this article right here that as of the time of the writing of this article, the website's domain is still up and it appears that it's still functioning. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case for long. They're fucked, like they lost in court, it's over. Like, it even says that the judge ordered them to turn over the website. So like, that doesn't just mean, oh, we have to shut our website down and never sell these things again, right? They have to give all of the domain and everything, right, over to fucking Activision. And then Activision gets to control that shit. So that way, you know, like I said, there's other cheaters, there's other people who are going to be developing cheats or selling cheats, right? They don't want some other person to come along and like just buy the domain or something when it expires and then just fucking basically copycat or duplicate the business or whatever. But I think we're really kind of at the point where like, yeah, there's this court case and everything, but I think we as a gaming community also have to find at least other ways to combat cheating in video games. I mean, you always hear all these stories about, oh, well, like for Call of Duty, for example, right? I haven't played at least the most recent COD, and even before that, they were always talking like right at release, oh bro, Call of Duty, they really poured into the anti-cheat this year, man. Ricochet, it's locked in this year, bro. No more cheating in our Call of Duty lobbies. Then by the second day, you got people flying through the fucking sky invincible, shooting everybody with one-shots, right? Like, all these games, especially ones that have competitive modes and whatnot, they always hype up these anti-cheats, but they don't actually work 100% of the way, right? They're not foolproof, and some of these anti-cheats just outright don't work in the first place. Call of Duty might have shut down the people who are selling the cheats, but they still haven't caught all the people actually running the software in the game. Like I said, there's clips all the time coming out on social media of people in Warzone or in the most recent COD, and it's just obvious, right? Like, these people paid money for this shit, and that in and of itself is the most embarrassing part of being a cheater too. These people are spending extra money they don't actually have to spend for a software that plays the game for them. I cannot think of a bigger waste of money that makes you just look like such a fucking sweaty loser, right? But yet, here we are, that's the way some people are. And the judge found EngineOwning and its many associate defendants guilty of violating the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. He also found them guilty of intentionally inducing players to buy and use cheats, despite knowing that the Call of Duty terms of use forbid it. Gaming companies are increasingly turning to the courts to deal with cheat creators. In 2022, Bungie settled with Destiny 2 cheat makers for $13.5 million. Bungie also won a much smaller sum of $63,000, but it was also likely the first time a jury had ruled in such a case. Aim Junkies, the defendant in that case, had taken the extraordinary approach of fighting the case rather than ignoring it or settling. So, I mean, it appears that in the past, these cheat clients have, at least in this case, the Aim Junkies case that was, I guess they've tried to fight this shit in court, which, I mean, at that point, it's like, how stupid can you be? Like, what lawyer did you go to and, like, pay money to represent you, actually sat there and told you like, hey, yeah, that's a good idea, bro. You have a really good case here. You were altering their software, and I think that's really unfortunate in a situation where ultimately, especially like Call of Duty, this is a game that millions of people enjoy. It's very nostalgic for a lot of people. People just want to get on the game, play, and have fun, but of course you can't when there's somebody fucking shooting you through the wall or something like that. So, I don't know. I think down the road, obviously, we're going to keep seeing more of these lawsuits, especially now that there's kind of a established track record for these companies actually going to court against these cheat engine operators and basically just kicking the shit out of them. I mean, draining tens of millions of dollars out of their pockets like it's nothing. If this is the way to take down all the cheaters, that'd be great, but I mean, I just don't think this is gonna be it, bro. I mean, we've seen so much like illicit or wrong or whatever stuff happen on the internet, and no matter how much you try to fight it or combat it, there's always just gonna be dedicated people who constantly fight back against that shit, and it's unfortunate when it comes to that, but I mean, I think that's just kind of the way it is right now, unfortunately. So anyway, with that being said, I thought it was pretty interesting news, kind of wanted to talk about it. Like I said, I think I did a video about this when it first developed, so I guess a little bit of a wrap-up / update video on this one. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about Activision winning this lawsuit and signing out. And that's a wrap on this video, but big shout out to my Optimus Nation supporters. You guys are the real MVPs. For $10 a month, you get access to loads of exclusive videos and archived live streams, my members-only Minecraft server where you can possibly appear in gameplay, early access to all new uploads, an invitation to the private Discord, and much more.